Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Good morning. You're going to want to get a notebook. I know I always say grab a notebook, but I really mean it this time. You will want to grab yourself a notebook for a couple of things that we're going to talk about today. So grab a coffee, a tea, a soda, whatever it is you're drinking in the morning, water. Grab a notebook, grab a pen. We'll wait for, the link just went live to say that we are live, the notification rather. Wait for everybody to join us. Good morning. How is everybody? Where is everybody hailing from? Do I have Massachusetts folks here? If I have New England folks here, we are doing a live event in New England on May 20th. If you go to the events section of the Working Warrior Mom Facebook page, you will see it there. It is a free event. We will be live. The event is called Choose Happy. It is about how to apply the principles of positive psychology into your daily life so that you can use happiness as a tool to have more of the kinds of events and circumstances that you want. Missy, good morning. I just sent your t-shirt out yesterday. Good morning, good morning. Tracy's reminding everyone today's a day for note-taking. Grab a notebook. You will want to take notes. Okay, let's start the audio recording before I forget. So good morning to our audio folks. Good morning, Angie. She made it. Yay, we're glad you're here. So a couple of commercials first. So I spent Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday getting certified by the John Maxwell team, which as a coach, trainer, speaker, trainer, and what else? Leadership developer, all of that. I have been a member of the John Maxwell team, and I had been waiting to be certified since the summer. So I got certified this week, which led me to a decision, which is to take clients again, personal coaching clients. I think that I want to do more personal development work with you guys. I want to do more digging in with people and helping them to create a future unlike the past. So this is a little bit of a pivot. I am going to take clients again. I'm going to take coaching clients again. So to that end, you will see a link that probably is appearing somewhere underneath me or beside me or something. If you go to revealingleaders.com, that's the main site for my work and my company. And from there, you can ask for a free 30-minute consultation if you're interested in becoming a coach. If you're interested in becoming a coaching client, can you tell I need more coffee? You can also see what else we do. I go into corporations. I'm going to start presenting for free the event called Choose Happy in companies in New England. We'll do it personally. If it's out of New England, I will do it virtually. We can go into companies and do behavior assessments. I'm DISC certified. I am also getting John Maxwell DISC certified. They do it a little bit differently. So we are going to start, I'm going to start working really again with people, individual people and companies and their teams. To that end, I would love it if you shared our Facebook page for the business, which is Applying Happiness. And on Instagram and Twitter, we are Apply Happiness. So we have shifted from Revealing Leaders on Facebook and on social media to Apply Happiness and Applying Happiness on Facebook. I would love it if you would go over and like the page and keep advised of what we're doing on the business page on Facebook. And I would love it if you shared the show, if you shared the Revealing Leaders site, if you shared my work. I don't often ask you guys for anything. I do the show every Saturday morning, as you know, and I really want to grow the coaching and training business. And so I'm just asking you to share it with anybody that you think might be interested. And you can book a free consultation off of the site if you're interested in coaching with me. you better be prepared to work if you want to coach with me. If you want to change your life, I'm your girl. Okay, enough commercials. Again, just for the people that are just jumping on, if you are from the New England area, we are doing a free live event called Choose Happy. It is under the events section of the Working Warrior Mom Facebook page and also of the Applying Happiness Facebook page. You can, Jen says she'll share it everywhere. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. So for those of you that are just jumping on, this is different because previously I said I would only I was only doing corporate stuff. And after the John Maxwell training, I have made a different decision. I am going to start doing coaching work again. That's what I used to do for many years, and I think it's what I'm supposed to be doing more of. So share it, share the site, go share it everywhere, and come and join us on Applying Happiness on Facebook, and come to the event in New England. If you need a good excuse to come and meet Tracy and I in person, my husband will be there as well. It's going to be a great event. It's called Choose Happy, and we're going to be doing it in Dedham, Massachusetts, on May 20th. It is a free event, and coffee and dessert will be served. Also, one more thing, there will be a special evening edition of the Coffee Chat Show on Monday night, where I'm going to grab some of my employees from the staffing agency, and we're going to talk about, there's a lot of people that have recently gotten laid off out there in the world. So if you know anybody that's looking for a job or has just recently been laid off, we're going to give some tips about how to show up on LinkedIn, what you can do to tweak your resume, how to present well on an interview, whether it's virtual or in person, and how to set your mindset appropriately so that you can find the perfect right work for you. That will be a special edition of the Coffee Chat Show on Monday night. We will broadcast on both pages, on Applying Happiness and on the Working Warrior Mom. All right, let's get down to business. Grab your notebook. So we've been talking about habits. We are digging into the book Atomic Habits. We talked last week about how your habits are who you become. They are what set up your future. I asked you to think about what habits might not be serving you or what new habits you might want to start. Excuse me, we're going to dig in a little bit of a different way today. So grab a notebook, a piece of paper, a pen. If I were to ask you, what is the vision for your life in 6 to 8 words, what would that be? So you might not be able to get that right now in this moment while we're doing the show, but write that question down. The vision of your life, drilled down in 6 to 8 words. What does that look like? 6 to 8 words. Vision, your vision for your life, for your future, for your legacy. What does that look like? Mine is to help people create futures unlike the past. I think that's between 6 and 8 words. So that's mine, to help people create futures unlike the past. Then I would ask you, what are the 5 values that you have that are most important to you? And then I'm going to ask you, make sure that those values line up with the vision, okay? So your vision, by the way, is the overall arching statement of kind of like what you think the purpose of your life is. What do you want to do with your life? Then there's all kinds of goals, actions, and deliverables that come down, and flow down from that, okay? So the first question is, what is the vision for your life in 6 to 8 words? And then what are the 5 values that are most important to you? And then do a correlation. Do those values match up with this vision that you have? And the third thing I want you to do is create a balance sheet for your life. Not a financial balance sheet. This is something different. So anybody that's familiar with the financial world, a balance sheet is your assets and liabilities, okay? This week, I want you to create a balance sheet for your life with assets and liabilities in your behaviors, habits, attitudes, thoughts, and feelings. I want you to really start to look at, so if you say that you want to create a future unlike the past, and you say you want to create something new and fresh, my first question to you is, what does that look like? What does that look like? Because if you don't even know what that looks like, we can't get you there. I was speaking to someone last night who's in a situation, in a circumstance right now, and is very unhappy, frustrated, feels like she's swallowing her truth, all kinds of stuff. And I said, what is it that you really want? What do you want? And she said, I don't know. I'm looking. I'm looking to see. So if you are frustrated in your life, or you're feeling angry or aggravated with your circumstance, or, some people are you're just not feeling happy where you are. You're like fraught with, the first question is, what do you want to see happen? What do you want? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Because if you can't tell me where you want to go, how are we going to get you there? How can we get you there if we don't know where you want to go? One of the things that we have to start to look at is your behavior, right? How are you behaving in your life? And is it adding up to where you want to see yourself get to? That's the other thing that I'm doing, by the way, is behavioral analysis using DISC and using John Maxwell's version of DISC as well. I am dually trained in DISC. So if you become a coaching client, that's one of the things that we'll do. We will run a behavioral assessment on you, and we will take that and we will start to look at the places where you need to push yourself and stretch, and the places where you're masterful. Because as you make a plan for your life, you have to know where are your growth opportunities and where are your strengths. This is why we're creating this balance sheet, right? What are your assets? What are your liabilities? If you, if you want to be a fitness trainer and that's what you want to do with your life, and you want to be a wellness coach, and one of your habits is eating a bag of potato chips every night, sitting on the sofa watching Lifetime, that's probably a liability to you. Well, it's most definitely a liability, right? If you walk every day, that would be an asset. If you drink enough water every day, that would be an asset. If you go to McDonald's every day for lunch, that would be a liability. If you envision yourself as a person who makes a difference in people's lives and you want to push them to grow and stretch themselves, then I would ask you, what are you doing to grow and stretch yourself? Good morning, Dolly. We're hoping you join us in Boston for our event. We'd love to see you. What are you doing? Where are you growing and stretching yourself? If you said, Noelle, I want to be a personal development coach. Okay, cool. How are you developing yourself? What are you doing? What are you working on? When's the last time you learned something new? And if you told me that was 8 years ago, I would say, well, that habit behavior is a liability. That's complacency. Your complacency is a liability. Ask me questions in the chat here in the comments if you have questions about this balance sheet. This is going to be a really effective way for you to see what is serving you in your life and what isn't. This is a very much a to-do coffee chat, right? With a list of deliverables for this week, should you choose to accept them. What habits, behaviors, thoughts, feelings, and attitudes are an asset to you? Which ones are a liability to you and your vision for your life? And if you can't tell me what you want, where you want to go, then we can't help you to get there. Anything is possible. You can actually produce any result that you want. You can have yourself engaged in an inspirational, anticipatory mindset. You can start to wake up in the morning and look for what's right instead of what's wrong. This is a lot of what we're going to talk about in this Choose Happy event. As I've been talking about over and over again, you choose the happy first, and you get yourself into that vibe, and then your success and the future that you want starts to come to you because of the way that you're presenting. If you are presenting as a negative mess, that's exactly what you're going to pull into you. A negative mess. It's not complicated, right? It's not complicated. It's work, but it's not complicated. Okay, Lynn's asking, should you limit hobbies if they take up a lot of time? Not if it brings you joy, Lynn Marie. So this isn't about only being focused on, things that are work or difficult. This is about what brings you joy. So let's just say, if you are a person that wants to contribute to people, let's say you want to be a coach. Let's say you want to help people develop themselves personally, and you have creative habits. Let's say you quilt, or you paint, or you read, or, whatever your habit might be. Those are all, or you take nature walks. Those are all things that feed your soul. They keep you happy and inspired, and therefore you'll be happier and more inspirational for the people that you want to serve, right? If you have a habit of watching murder crime drama, real life crime drama on, Lifetime or CBS or wherever those shows are, like an NCIS type show, if that's a habit, if you're doing that every day and you're telling me, Noelle, I really want to be a personal development coach, I'm going to say that you probably need to put that aside, because what you focus on is what you bring to you. So if you're spending, let's just say you're spending 15 hours a week watching crime dramas, but that's where your mindset is. Your mindset is there. You are looking for what's wrong. You're looking for who's a criminal. You're looking for who's sneaky, who's shady. I was reading some Charles Fillmore this morning. He's the founder of Unity Village and Unity School of Christianity, which is a non-denominational place in Kansas City where I have studied, and my mom studied there as well. But he was saying that, it's where you put your mindset. It's what you're focused on. If you're looking for what's right, you'll see more of what's right. You'll attract more of what's right. This isn't different than anything that I've been talking about to you guys for the last 5-6 years, however long it's been. What you focus on, you will bring about. So if you are really wanting to change your life, and you really want to be on a path to personal growth and development, I would encourage you to look at what you're reading, what you're watching, where you're hanging out, who you're talking to, what you're putting into your mind. All that stuff is, it sits there. It does something. So if you're watching a lot of the news, which is primarily negative, and then you're like praying and doing affirmations, and you're sort of like not moving, and you're wondering why, and you're spending 10 hours a week watching what's wrong in the world, but you're only spending 15 minutes a day on focusing on what's right in the world, or what's right in your life, or the good that you want to attract, you can do math, right? That's why it might be more difficult for you to move forward. That may be why you're not manifesting the stuff that you want to manifest. It's not rocket science, It really isn't. It's work. It's not difficult. It's hard work in the sense that if you become complacent just watching Lifetime TV or NCIS